Hi, I'm Andrew Barker. I'm a junior in high school, and I'm a dyslexic. I put this video together to show you what it might be like to be a dyslexic.
Okay, everybody's attention? Everybody? All right. Hey, just a reminder, tomorrow is the test. Chapters 19 through 23, Civil War. All right? Make sure you do a good job, study hard, okay?
Hey Mom, I'm home. Can you help me study, please?
Yes, I'm coming in a moment.
As discussed, here is the test. Okay, you've got the rest of the hour. Take your time. Good luck. Everybody got one?
I need one, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck, guys. Okay, guys. I have the test back. I have to admit, rather impressed.
Oh, thank you.
I know. For the most part, you all did very, very well. Not saying that that there's not room for improvement, but you did really good.
Johnny, we need to talk about this after class, okay? If you're not in trouble, but we need to talk.
You wanted to see me?
Yes, sir. What happened on the test?
I don't really know.
You knew this stuff pretty well when we went over to class. You studied?
My mom.
You studied with your mom. Did you understand the questions?
I couldn't read them.
What do you mean that you couldn't read?
I didn't know what the words said. I couldn't really read them.
You're better than the grade here. I've got an idea. But we're going to need to talk to your parents about it. Would you be okay if we did that?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can fix this, all right?
Yeah.
All right. Get out of there. This may be your child. Today, I'm interviewing Diane McCreary, Director of the Children's Dyslexic Center of Northwest Ohio. Diane, can you start by telling us exactly what is dyslexia?
Dyslexia comes from the Greek. Dys means difficulty, lexia with words. It can be with reading, which is what we normally think of it as. It can be with writing, spelling, handwriting, and just getting your thoughts out on paper. And also speaking.
How can you get dyslexia?
You don't get dyslexia. You are born with dyslexia. Dyslexia is a highly heritable condition. You inherit it from mom or dad, grandma, grandpa. If you look back in your family and find others in your family who don't like to read, who don't like to write, who are very poor spellers, all of those things, chances are they have dyslexia.
But how do you know if you have dyslexia?
You need to think about how you process words. Can you talk tell all you know about a subject, but when it comes to reading for a test in school, or writing a paper, or doing a spelling test, you might be able to memorize those spelling words, but you get to school and you can't remember them. Chances are you have dyslexia.
How common is it?
Dyslexia affects at least 20% of the population.
So 1 in 5.
Correct.
1 in 5 people have it. If you think you know someone that has dyslexia, how can you get them tested?
For children, you can ask your school to test them. They don't always agree with you that they have a problem, so you might have to go to a psychologist or a neurologist to get a test, and to be tested, and they do a battery of tests. There is no one test that tells you that you have dyslexia. But there's a group of tests that they can give, and from the results of those tests, they can say, yes, this child has, or this person has dyslexia.
If I were a parent, what would the symptoms be that I would look for in my child?
As a very young child, if they don't speak until maybe 2-year-old, 3-year-old, if they're in 6 or 7 years old and they still haven't learned how to tie their shoes, they have difficulty with directions, sometimes they speak poorly, they don't get it out, they can't say what they want to say.
What's an example of speaking poorly? I mean,
Well, I had a student who said, looked at a picture of a bird's nest and said, that's a nerd vest.
a nerd vest.
A nerd vest. She flipped the beginning of each word and put them in the wrong order. You hear children saying Paschetti. Well, that's common for a child of 3, 4, maybe even 5 years old. But if they're still saying that and they can't get their mouth around it because it just doesn't come out right, and not just that, but many words don't come out right, that means that they might have dyslexia.
Now, is dyslexia curable? Is this a medically curable disease?
No, it is not. It's neurologically based. They're born with it. So it's not a disease, it's a condition. And their brain needs to be retrained.
By retraining, what do you mean by retraining the brain?
We use a method called Orton-Gillingham, and it's a multisensory approach. We use the visual, auditory, kinesthetic, and tactile senses to retrain the brain so that it uses the proper pathways to be able to read.
Diane, what is the Children's Dyslexic Center? And exactly how did it start?
Our focus is to teach the children who sort of fall through the cracks in the public school systems and the parochial school systems. Our goal is to teach those children who are very bright but still cannot read. And that's the key to dyslexia. The Masons decided they wanted to start a philanthropic organization to help children learn to read. And this happened in 1992, and since then they have opened 56 learning centers throughout the 15 states which they call the Northern Jurisdiction. And it's free, first come, first serve. However, we also have to pay for it. So
Now, how many people do you service here in the Toledo office? I mean, you've got teachers, and then you've got children.
right, we've got 20 tutors. Some of them are paid, some of them are volunteer in training to be tutors. And then we have 40 students who come twice a week.
Now, when it comes to being a trained volunteer, does someone just volunteer and they come in, or how does that work?
No, they have to, first of all, they have to have a bachelor's degree in anything. They do not have to be teachers. But they have to take a 45-hour course, which I teach here at the Learning Center. And then they are asked to give us 100 hours of free tutoring, during which time they are supervised. And after the 100 hours, they become a certified Orton-Gillingham tutor.
So this teacher then basically is taught by you for free, and then in turn they are teaching the students who this is a free service to the student as well.
Exactly.
Doesn't that leave you with a little bit of a financial difficulty?
Oh, yes, it does.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
All right. With that being said, what does it cost to run the facility of this nature?
Well, our budget this year is $117,000. We do have support from the Masons, but then we have to raise the rest of it ourselves. Yes.
Yeah. As a community, what is it that we can do to help you and the kids?
Well, the basic thing is to help by donating money. We do need donations. However, you can also find out more about dyslexia. Come in and visit us and help to spread the word that this is something that is happening to 20% of our children, and they need help, and the schools have to take that into account, and hopefully we won't be necessary because they're doing it, what we do in the schools.
Do you have any type of events or anything of that nature that you throw as fundraisers?
We do a walkathon, we do what we call alphabet scrambles, a golf outing. We have wine tasting and silent auction and a wait night at Giorgio's. And those are throughout the year.
Fantastic. So there are ways to be able to become involved with the organization, not just by donating money, but attending events and doing things and basically
Right.
showing support.
Right.
I guess that kind of brings us to a conclusion in regards to our discussion. And we certainly thank you for your time, and we hope that you as parents can understand exactly where it is that your children are coming from and what it is that they're going through. Okay guys, here is the last test of the year. Back to you. World War II, congratulations. You have all apparently passed my class.
Yay.
Congratulations. I knew you could do it.